Have you ever wondered, after 70, what does your body truly need to stay alive, not fade quietly? It's not expensive medication, not tense doctor visits. Sometimes, it's a tiny act, gentle, private, that most older women silently forget. A tender touch not to fuel desire, but to hold on to your sense of womanhood. Even in these twilight years, to feel whole, alive, and softly human again. After 70, many think, I don't have needs anymore. But science tells us, if you stop for too long, your body forgets how to feel until one day, it simply can't. You still deserve to feel alive. I know this is a sensitive subject, but the more sensitive, the more we must open up. This video isn't about pleasure. It's about the right to care for yourself, with respect, gentleness, and understanding. If you've ever felt shy, or thought you were past your time, these next few minutes might help you see yourself in a softer light. Stay with me till the end, because I'll share the golden number that experts recommend. Just enough to keep your intimate area healthy. Just enough to awaken what you thought was lost. You're not too late. I once met a woman over 70, living alone in a small house outside the city. Her children worked far away. Her husband had passed long ago. She told me, I don't feel anything anymore. Not sad, not happy, just empty. At first, I thought she meant emotionally. But after a longer talk, I realized she was talking about her body. About that feeling from long ago a light stroke once made her heart race. Now, it was gone. Not because of age, but because she hadn't touched herself in so long. Your body remembers what you reminded of. That story stayed with me. How many older women have lost connection with their bodies? Just because they believed they were too old to feel? They don't know that the body is like a garden. Leave it untended, and weeds grow, the soil cracks, life fades. It's not about desire. It's about presence. I know talking about self-care at this age isn't easy. Many feel shy, even ashamed. But I ask, from the heart, there is no shame. To keep your body warm, sensitive, and alive isn't lust, it is love. You still deserve to feel soft warmth. Experts call this physiological exercise, like stretching to avoid cramps or massaging before bed. Just once or twice a week, gently. Not to reach climax, but to wake up what's been asleep. Just like how a bowl of warm porridge can be enough comfort. You don't need fireworks. You just need to stay present. Do you see yourself in this story? If you do, don't rush to say you're past your prime. Maybe you just need one gentle moment. If you're unsure, leave a comment. As for me, I'd choose to care for myself even once a week. And that would be enough. I remember an older woman, nearly 80, telling me once, as we sat quietly in the late afternoon, my body feels like an old friend. If I don't talk to it, don't hold it, someday there'll be nothing left to feel. Her words pierced me. Not a complaint, but a quiet grief. For years, she hadn't touched herself. Not because she didn't need it, but because she believed she no longer had the right. You still have the right. And that's the misunderstanding many women over 70 carry. We think no desire means no need to touch. But care shouldn't wait for desire. Just like we drink before we're thirsty, or eat before we're starving. Our body especially, that parts also need watering, so they don't wither. Even flowers bloom with just a little water. Science calls this sensory loss due to lack of nerve stimulation. I call it a long silence between a woman and herself. When gentle inner signals stop, the body slowly steps back. Blood stops flowing. Tissues dry. Elasticity fades. One day, you realize you've lost the ability to feel. And that ache isn't just in the body, it's in the soul. Don't let silence steal your spark. Talking about this at our age feels vulnerable. But precisely because it's vulnerable, we must face it with kindness. If someone asks, "Is it necessary to touch myself weekly?" I won't quote science. I'll speak from experience. Yes, because if you don't, your body will forget what it means to be a woman. You deserve to remember. Just once or twice weekly, no urgency, no climax needed. Just a soft moment for blood to flow, for nerves to awaken, for hormones to whisper, "You're still here. You still want to feel whole." That's what matters. Have you ever felt your body go quiet like that? If yes, I hope this speaks to you. If not, leave a comment. I'll respond with care. If it were me, I'd gently care for myself, not for anyone else. But because I know, only when I connect to myself do I fully exist. You are not gone. I once spoke with a gentle woman, over 75, eyes always cast down. I asked softly, "Have you been sleeping well?" She shook her head and said, "I keep waking. My heart races, belly feels cold, but the doctor says I'm fine." I understood. Sometimes what tires us isn't illness, but the long silence between body and soul. Let your body speak again. Did you know just one soft touch, in the right place, at the right time, can change an entire night's sleep for an older woman? Sounds exaggerated, but science confirms it. A light touch to the intimate Ariano climax needed releases oxytocin and endorphins. They calm the nerves, relax the heart, still the mind, and bring deep, restful sleep. You deserve peaceful rest. I tried it on note for desire, but to see how my body responded. The result? I slept better. I woke clearer. And I wondered, why did I keep my body silent for so long? Like morning walks, not to get somewhere, but to tell the body, I'm still alive. This is no different. Self-touch is your body's reminder. I still care. I still want you to feel. A little care can restore a lot. Sadly, many think, I'm old. I don't need this anymore. But because you're old, you need it more. Otherwise, those systems that once worked in harmony, blood flow, nerve response, hormonal balance, quietly shut down. And when the body retreats, so does the soul. You're still worth reaching for. If you've had insomnia or feel heavy without reason, maybe you've neglected a vibrant part of yourself. If anything here feels unclear, comment below. If it were me, I'd keep it simple. A few minutes weekly. So my body remembers. It's still worthy of warmth. You deserve this ease. I once met a woman during a support group for seniors. She quietly said, "I don't think I'm a woman anymore. It's been so long since anyone touched me. And I haven't touched myself either." That sentence cut like a Bladino blood, but deep emotion. I didn't ask more. I just looked at her and nodded. Because I knew at this age, many women no longer feel they are a woman. Not in the full sense of the word, but you are still a woman. The reason isn't desire. It isn't even age. It's silence. We were taught to stay quiet. That old age means letting go of the body, making space for medicine, for children, for what's appropriate. But the truth? Our bodies are still alive, still breathing, still full of nerves waiting for a signal. And if no one touches them, then we should touch ourselves, with respect, with gentleness, and no shame. You don't need permission. Many women ask, why touch that part now? No one needs me anyway. But I'll say this plainly. You don't need anyone to need you. You only need to need yourself. Science is clear. When older women stop touching their vulva, the nerves go dormant. They stop sending signals. They stop responding. It's not natural aging. It's the result of too much silence. Break that silence with care. If the idea of touching your intimate area feels strange, you're not alone. I once felt that way too. But then I asked myself, if I still massage my shoulders, still moisturize my face, why leave the most sacred part untouched? Caring for yourself doesn't need a reason. It only needs presence. You deserve gentle presence. Have you ever felt you're no longer a woman in some way? If so, I hope this part gently stirs something inside you. If you're unsure, leave a comment. If it were me, I'd whisper to myself each week, I'm still me, a woman, and I still deserve to feel that just for me. You are still enough. One rainy night, I visited my older cousin. She's in her 70s. We sat sipping ginger tea. Then she sighed. There are parts of me I'm afraid to touch now. Not because they hurt, but because they feel like strangers. Her words left me silent. She wasn't talking about flesh. She was describing the widening distance between herself and her own body. You can still return to yourself. After 70, many women live as if the lower half of their bodies no longer exists. They still eat, walk, even apply makeup each morning. But down there, they avoid the thought, let alone the touch. Not because they don't care, but because they're afraid. Afraid it will hurt. Afraid it's changed. Afraid they're doing something wrong. Afraid of being judged if someone found out they still care. But care is not a crime. In truth, intimate care at this age isn't scary at all. You don't need any special tool. No fancy positions. No orgasm. Just a quiet space, a little coconut oil or water-based gel, a soft chair, some calm music, and a few light strokes around your lower belly, inner thighs, or groin. That's enough to wake nerves long asleep. Softness is powerful. I used to think this was for the young, but then I realized just like we moisturize even when no one's watching, or put on lipstick even with no event, touching that part is a way to remind your body, I am still here. It's not about lust. It's about being. You are still here. If you feel unsure where to begin, don't worry. Just 10-15 minutes, once or twice a week. Gently, like brushing hair, like rubbing your hands. Your body doesn't need much. Just for you to be there and not judge it. Even a little brings light back. Have you ever avoided your own body? If so, I hope this part helps soften that. If you're unsure, write me a comment. As for me, I'd make a promise with every touch. I'm not young, but I still deserve to feel. Not for anyone else, but because I am a whole woman. Even now, you are whole. A doctor once told me something I'll never forget. The vagina is like a garden. If no one visits, if nothing nurtures it, it withers, dries out, and one day it's beyond saving. I've seen that garden in the bodies of many older women, not because they didn't care, but because no one ever told them how to, or why it mattered so deeply. Your body still matters. Think about it. If a garden isn't watered, isn't touched, the soil hardens, the plants die. And our bodies are the same. Without touch, not from others, but from ourselves. Blood stops flowing to that part. Skin thins. Nerves go numb. Tissue shrinks. And the saddest part is, when you want to feel again, it no longer responds. You deserve a body that responds. Many don't realize. Letting your vulva go silent too long can lead to vaginal atrophy, pain when sitting, difficulty urinating, infections, insomnia, even total loss of sensation, no matter how much you try. Not because you're no longer a woman, but because you accidentally left your femininity behind too long. It's time to return to yourself. If you're reading this now, please don't wait until sensation disappears to try getting it back. Science proves Once or twice a week, just light strokes on the belly, inner thighs, or pubic area can bring back circulation, remind your cells, I'm still alive, and give your soul a sense of peace. You are worth waking up. You may have already felt some of these changes. Discomfort, itching, dryness in tight clothes, sleepless nights from vague unease, and thought, that's just aging. But maybe it's just that you forgot. One small act, checking in with your body like an old friend. Your body still remembers. If you recognize yourself in these lines, know that it's never too late to begin again. If something feels unclear, leave me a comment. If it were me, I'd place my hand on my lower belly each week and whisper, I won't let you go silent again. We'll come back to life. Gently and fully, starting now. You are never too late. Dear friend, if you've stayed with me until this very moment, something in your heart may have gently stirred. Maybe it was a hazy memory of a time you once lived fully in your body. Maybe it was an unnamed sorrow for having forgotten how tender you used to be with yourself. Or maybe it was just a soft sigh. If only I had known this sooner. But it's okay. It's never too late. As long as you're still breathing, as long as you're still listening, as long as you're still giving yourself this moment, you are right on time. I'm not telling you all of this to make you feel afraid. I don't want you to feel ashamed or force yourself into anything unnatural. I'm sharing because I know so many women, like you, like me, have lived over half a life, maybe almost a whole life, without ever being taught how to love the quietest part of our body, the part tied to our femininity, our emotion, our power, our pride, and yet buried under shame, buried under silence, buried under the phrase, you're too old for that now. But that is not true. You are still allowed. You don't need to become a young woman again. You just need to stop abandoning your body. Just 10 minutes, after brushing your teeth in the morning, or before bed at night, to tell your body, I'm still here. I still want to connect. Even if you feel nothing at first, even if it takes time to recall sensation, that small act is already a step toward living fully again. A small step brings you back. And you know what the most beautiful part of aging is? It's not living long. It's living honestly, slow enough to feel, deep enough to never regret. You still have that chance. If today you've ever thought, I'm already old, what's the point of this anymore? Then let this story I told you be a mirror, not of your age, but of your worth. You are still worthy. You don't need anyone's permission. You don't need anyone to understand. You only need to take one quiet step back toward your own body, gently, slowly, without expectations. That alone is already courage. Your softness is strength. If this ending touched even a small corner of your heart, please comment, I choose not to forget myself. Or simply, I'm still here. So I'll know you're listening. So I'll know you're walking this brave path with me. So you'll know you're not alone. You are never alone. And if you feel this video was meaningful, please share it with another woman. Someone who might be living quietly, secretly aching for a gentle awakening. Because we at any age deserve to be loved, to be touched, to be fully alive. You are made for tenderness. See you in the next video, where we'll keep telling the stories that are hard to say, but so important to speak. Because you are never too old to begin again. You just have to start at the right moment. And as your true self, this is your moment.